to strap in and get ready.
The leaders in AFL SuperCoach are incoming, helping you win your leagues and climb up the rankings.
You're now listening to the Insight AFL Show with your hosts, Big Horse and Skitty.
Good evening and welcome to the Insight AFL Show. I'm your host, the Horse, and I'm sorry, Hurls, but I've got to introduce this guy first. He's been a staple of the Insight community for many years. He's back to give us the what fors, the what ifs. Laura Kane will probably cop an absolute fucking bath tonight, but Skitty, how you doing, brother?
There is a very, very high percent chance, Horse. That is $1.01 for me to play Laura Kane tonight. But fantastic to be back. You know, I'm just like Luke Jackson, baby, walking in the doors at Melbourne. I'm back.
Oh. And the man who he made us wait a little bit, but that's only because he went to get himself a drink, and instead of drinking water or a beer, he's just put a heap of numbers in a blender and poured them into a cup and drank SuperCoach scores. It's Hurls. How you doing, mate?
Hey, I'm good, mate, and no need to apologise whatsoever. Great to have you back, Squiddy. We've missed you, mate. So it's good to get some more. What should I say? Like people on edge, waiting to see who you're going to bake and who you're going to get stuck into. And Laura Kane $1.01 she deserves every bit of it, mate. So go for it.
Deadly has been doing a great job in my absence, but look, there's one king and he's back. All right, so Deadly, we can just push him aside. He's done a good job, but. You know, the big boys are here to play.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, bell. We call it being the triple banger. Give us a thumbs up as well. It helps make us look good, really. But then if you listen to us on audio, give us that 5-star review. Gets us out into the ears of those that like a bit of banter with their SuperCoach knowledge. Now, our Unlimited League is closed. We've got just over 1,200 people in there. But the squeeze of the week is back. So without further ado, Squiddy, let's run it.
Shit, I can't remember if I remember how to do this, but either way, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Squeeze is back. I apologise that I've had a couple of weeks off. Family matters, obviously. But yes, all you have to do, Squeeze of the week, is put in who you think is going to be the highest individual SuperCoach scorer in this round, and you put it in there. You say what number you think it is. First in, best dress on numbers and players. We're not doing the same bullshit that we did last year. That was a major stuff up.
Yeah.
But that's all you have to do. Easy as that. You can put it in the chat right now. You can put it in the YouTube comments afterwards. I'll put up a post tomorrow on Twitter. We'll put it in the Discord, WhatsApp group for all those beautiful bastards in there. God, it's good to be back with them. And yeah, if you win, you get a prize pack from our day ones at the standard squeeze.
Absolutely. Who do you think's going to be squeezed this week, Squid?
Oh, my God. Well, if it's anything like I've been going off my captaincy the last 3 weeks, it's probably going to be Maxi G. But I like to swing it around a little bit, Horse. You know me. And if there's one thing that I love more than anything in this world, it's Noah Anderson playing in Darwin, especially on week 2. Noah Anderson, 160.
Well, we're about to touch on that game too, so not bad. Hurls, where are you going to go with yours?
I think I'm going to wait till Sunday, and I'm going to bring your mate, Squiddy. The big X is coming into my team this week, so I'm going to back him to go huge again. Back-to-back squeeze of the week for Sherry, and I'm going to go 182.
Woo!
Well, you can't. Backer's already put 182 in there. You're going to have to guess again.
Oh, has he? Oh, well, I can't. Come on, mate. I'll go 172. 172.
Like it.
Fuck, I'm going to have to go left field here because all the good ones have been taken, but the Hawks are absolutely tanking, given that it's going to be who? There's no Lloyd Meek. It's going to be Ned Reeves versus Jared Witts versus Ned Moyle. So it's going to be silver service to the on-ballers. I can't go Nando because you've gone Nando, so bounce back week for Matt Rowell, 170.
Okay. I like it. Good luck, everyone. Let's hope that you get a squeeze.
Absolutely.
Actually,
so what's up, mate?
That's a massive call. Like with these Hawthorn ruckmen out, like Witts might go 300, will he?
Oh, not if he's got Ned Moyle there with him.
Who is
What
going
do
to
you
be the
reckon?
ruck? Are they going to back in Chol that much? Or is it Reeves that much? Oh, I don't feel
Ed
good
Reeves.
about that.
Yeah.
God.
Anyway, let's
He's a
get
big
stuck into the first game, which is the Gold Coast Footy Club versus Hawthorn tomorrow night. And these games are going to be brought to you by the Standard Squeeze, who are helping you drink responsibly and conveniently. You can use the promo code IFS2025 to get yourself 15% off everything in store. Up at Darwin, week 2, it's almost like teams tank when they go to Darwin. They rest a lot of players. It allows Gold Coast to get on the front foot nice and early. Squid, how do you see this one panning out?
Well, the Hawks, yes, you're right. They are definitely tanking like the 2011 Demons. So I am very much thinking this is going to be a Suns wash.
Okay.
And look, they're so good up there. They're 7-0 up there in Darwin. It's just, this is what the Suns do. They play so well. If they played every single game up there, aside from Collingwood, because we know Collingwood aren't allowed to play away from home at the MCG, they would pretty much go the whole season undefeated. It'd just be an absolute piss take. And that's just what they do. So Darwin Suns, Noah Anderson going huge.
Hey, Squiddy, just so you know, we've got a new bloke in the chat that has been joining us each week, and it's the Skull.
Yep. Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Yep.
Nice to
Funny
see
man.
Skull.
Yep.
Hopefully he goes as well as Jonas, because that's some tough competition with how good Jonas has been.
That's head to head right there. Yeah, we'll throw Skits Fits in there. He does all right sometimes too.
Yeah.
Hurls, what are we doing with Hustwaite? So at the moment he's being dropped, but he has flown to Darwin. Hawks have named Cam McKenzie. Cam McKenzie was listed as 1 to 2 weeks on last week's injury report. Can you see there being a laid out?
It's possible, but like even if it is, the writing's on the wall, right? If he plays, it'll be a late in. Who knows? He might be subbed on or subbed off. So I think we can consider him pretty dead unless there's injuries, significant injuries in that midfield. If he's not even in this week with National back, well, he's definitely stuffed from now on. So I think 170K is about all we'll see from him.
Yeah, potentially. What does Will Graham do, I guess, for Gold Coast positionally? So, Squid, we've seen that he's been good with our Gats in our punters club. He kicks a couple of goals.
He's out, Horse. He's out. That's what that's about. So he's out of the team.
Oh, so who's going to be in his position then?
Yeah, so I would have immediately thought it would have been Jake Rogers playing as that kind of higher half forward that then runs real hard to the goal square, like what Will Graham's been doing basically all year. And then you look at who comes in, and the guys in is Ned Moyle and David Swallow. Neither of those guys can run. So it's definitely going to be someone that's already on ground. And when you're looking at it, Hollywood Holman's probably one of your better options there for the punt. You could go Roses if they decide to go in forward. But it's a real toss-up. Or they're just going to really back in their boy in Humphrey when he rests. But, yeah, there's definitely look out, because there is going to be one guy that is going to be that forward flanker that piss bolts hard to the goal square, then hard rut guns backwards. And then Kiss is also saying it could be the Diddley, which it definitely very well could be.
I was going to say they'll have to split some extra mid-time, won't they? So Flanders will get some. Humphrey might get a bit more. So it might be good for those blokes to get a bit more time in the guts.
I've just read David Swallow's in, and that's what he did very well last year. He was good for a couple of goals a game as well. So,
mate,
I reckon he probably goes
53 years old and has no knees left. What are you talking? He can't run that hard as Will Graham. Needs something else.
They're in Darwin. After the third quarter, everyone's going to be cramping. He'll be fine.
Yeah, true that.
Is CJ really an option, Hurls?
I know a lot of the Hawks fans in our WhatsApp group are pretty big on him, and they're liking what he's doing. And I'm not discounting the football side of that, but from an SC point of view, can you really go there? I mean, I think he's 380,000 or 370,000, whatever he is. Yes, he got 100 and something last week. Hawthorn have had a relatively soft run, so especially for back flankers. The last 3 weeks, they've played West Coast, Richmond, and Melbourne. So I'd be very reluctant to be going down that path at this stage of the year, especially if this was round 3 and you had some time to make correctional trades and all that kind of stuff, different story. But I don't know that we have enough trades to waste on going to blokes like CJ.
No. I don't think, even with that negative break even, you're buying him for maybe 2 weeks, and the money, I think, would be better used elsewhere. So for the Hawks, Barras is back, Scrimshaw's back. They're 2 key backs. So then you've got your back line of Sicily, Barras, Battle, Amon, Weddle, D'Ambrosio. Like, it's quite a deep back line.
Yeah.
I don't see this kind of scoring output Supercoach-wise continuing.
It's going to be the same thing where you look at the same thing the Saints have, where you're not going to get Wang and Sinclair. They're the anomaly, where they can both turn up in the same game. It could be Amon, it could be D'Ambrosio, it could be Jath. So he could easily have a 60, and you're sitting there going, well, crap.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. Hust washed is out. So VC loops, you're probably looking to, I would VC loop almost any Gold Coast midfielder in this one.
Yeah, if you have Nando's would be the one that I'd be looking at. But yeah, as you said, Marau could also get on top of it. Hawks can run, so let's hope that they don't cramp up as much as they can. But I like it elsewhere for the VC option.
I want to shout out to the fixturing people at the AFL for putting this game on Thursday night, because as you know, my kryptonite is Thursday night games for me and VCs, and I put them on all sorts of random people. I have no players in this game, so I'm not having a VC on a Thursday night this week.
Don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, good.
So when this game kicks off, lads, it's going to be 30 degrees, 61% humidity. So it's going to be
similar to last week. Similar to last week, though. I didn't think it was that slippery last week, not like last year. Like when
it gets more humid as the day goes on up there. So at night time it gets really moist. Yeah.
Do you remember that bullshit that Geelong had to put up with when they went up there and played the Suns, and the Suns kicked 160 points on them? Like, that game looked awful, and Geelong were done, couldn't give a stuff anymore, and they just kept on going. Like, the Suns just kept piling it on because it was so bloody dewy.
That's how I see this one going on. For me, Gold Coast 6+ goals.
Yeah. And interestingly, Hawks have got Brisbane next week. So have they sort of got an eye on, geez, if we go up there with our full squad and lose, then we have to come back and play Brisbane and lose again. Maybe we just concede this one a bit and try to have a crack next week.
Yeah, Brisbane at the G, that's a big game for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on, Hurls. We'll go to the next game, which is between Sydney and Carlton at the G, 7:40 Friday night. I actually think this will be an all right game. Well, actually, is it at the SCG or MCG?
SCG.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that's incorrect, ladies and gentlemen. It's SCG.
Yep, I got that wrong. So
will
Carlton suck again at the SCG? As a avid Carlton follower, I hope they do.
They've won 2 of their last 20 or something, I think the stat is, at the SCG.
Really?
Yeah.
Last time they played the Swans, they got belted by 51 or something like that as well at the SCG.
Wow.
Which is brilliant music to our ears.
Jono, I'm not bolter betting you on a team that I don't like. So, not a chance, brother. All right, here's the hot topic here. TDK. So, there's been whispers in the Supercoach community this afternoon that TDK may miss. So, if he does, it probably makes trades a lot easier for those that want to go to Cherry. Or in my case, I may need to suck it up and go Gawn and then wait another extra week because Gawn and Cherry are going to be my R1, R2 for the year. Or if he does play, do you still look at trading him? Because over the last couple of weeks, he's looked tired, Hurls. He's looked like he needs a break.
Yeah, he has. And I called this last week that I thought he couldn't get ahead of the ball. He couldn't get behind the ball. So it was still all right in stoppage, but he couldn't impact like he normally does around the ground. He even got back behind the ball a few times and just dropped sitters because he's just knackered. I was actually as an owner, I was looking forward to this game because SCG smaller. Grundy is washed. Goldstein smashed him last week. and now he might be injured. So I've traded him out of my team with the news today that he's in doubt. And it looks so bloody good to have Sherry in his place. Even if he plays, I am not reversing it. He's out. He's done. He's finished. He's dead to me. And my team now has 0 Carl Scum players, and it looks beautiful.
What are you doing, Squid? Because you got TDK as well.
Yeah, I'm so close to doing what Hurls has just done. I'm waiting, though, just to see, but I am very worried about how cooked he looks. Look, he pants Rowan Marshall in that first term, and he looked really, really solid. Then after that, he's just like, started to go a little bit down. So I'm also determining if I want to boost to get Cherry in, but I'm just making sure that I have enough cash to be able to get Butters in next week or Bond.
Sure, we see Rookie Coach in the chat, man, giving you a bit of a shout out. For those that love their NBL 1 basketball, Rookie Coach is going to be joining me this week on KO Freebies, Bendigo Braves versus the Melbourne Tigers, 7:30 Saturday night.
Hell yeah.
What should we do with Adam Chera, Squid?
Yeah, he's not. I mean, look, 80s just aren't cutting it, are they? For midfield, we want a little bit more than that. I'm still in that mode where I'm like, I need to trade other players before I sell Chera. He's doing better than some of my other bloody mids that keep getting tagged, so that's really annoying. But I would be looking to move soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Hurls, what are you thinking? Is now the time to go?
Yeah. He's one of the trades that I did get right this year. I traded him on the right week to Dacos, so that's arguable whether to the right bloke. But the week I traded him, he's gone 81, 80-something and 80-something. You can't cop that in your stepping stones. You got to get off them, get to someone who's going to be reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What do we do with Bice now? Has he run his race?
He's just about, eh? I mean, it just depends how your team's structured. Like, for me, I have other guys that I want to trade out prior to Bice because Bice can still theoretically get a good score. So I want to hold him and get rid of someone else. But let's say if you've got, guys that are still giving you cash gen and you don't know who else to go, then Bice is definitely the guy to go.
Good. I think
thanks.
You've got to put your biases aside. Sorry, Hurls, but you've got to put your biases aside and go, yeah, he did score really well for us for a period of time, but he's now gone a couple of rookie type scores, like more what we'd probably expect out of a rookie the last couple of weeks. And if you put everything into perspective, he's made us $260,000. So you can go, fucking ripper, this is a rookie that's actually done his job well, and I can use him to go into a primo now, which at this stage he's helping me get gone. So you can look at it that way, or you can go, I might just hold him to see, there might be another role change or what have you. But categorically or historically speaking this year, he's only averaged like 53, I think it is off the top of my head at the SCG.
Yeah, he's done his job. He's ready to go.
But also,
like Squiddy said, depends on what your priorities are for who's going out. I think that's a good call too.
Squid? No, he might be lagging a little bit. So
no, I was just going to say I'd rather Zach Reed. So whatever. Shit.
What about Matt Roberts? Does he bounce back? I think he does. And you know what? If you're looking at trading him, then your team is in very good stead.
Yeah, I think we've got too many other issues to move on Roberts yet. It's a little watch, because he got a 70 last week. I think, and this goes a little bit for Bice too. SZN kicked no behinds. It was I think there was only 4 kick-ins last week. So they naturally get more score if there's a few more behinds kicked. I think Roberts is probably priority number 6 or 7 in my list of things that I need to fix. So he's going to just sit there for a little while. And that price range that Roberts is at, as long as he doesn't suck for a long period of time, if he can keep getting 70s, 90s and that, they don't move that much. So it's not a huge issue for you.
For sure. Sheldrick. He's been named in the guts, or he will be named in the guts from what I'm hearing this week. 160K. So he's about where he started the year. Squid. We know Callum Mills isn't far away. He's actually a test to return this week, whether that's in the ones or the twos, we're not sure. Errol Gordon's probably, we'll say, 6 weeks away. What do you think? Is this a guy that, because last year? He scored quite well, but this year he just hasn't found it.
Yeah, I don't care. I do not care. There's too many players that come in for these Swans. They're banged up, but they're all coming back soon. As you said, Millsy can come back in soon. When they get Errol in, I don't care. I don't have faith in Sheldrick. I'd rather others.
Okay. That's fair. Is Mills in your future plans, Hurls?
Thanks.
Slightly, and only because, and I think this is team setup dependent. Like I've got Roberts at D4 at the moment, and so I got Roberts D4, Bice D5. He'll probably go this week, and then Trainer at D6. I wish that was Reed, but it isn't. And so I have got a little eye on Mills when he comes back, but I'm not getting him early. That's for sure. It'll be after he's played 2 games and see what his role is and what that looks like, because it might be a nice play to make some cash to go Roberts down to Mills. But a lot to play out. Depends where we're at in the season at that stage too, how late it is, how many trades we've got left and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, very true. He could be a handy D7.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice little loop option. So are we looking at VCing anyone on the Saturday night? For me, probably not. I'm happy to wait till the Saturday. But what about you, lads? Squid?
I like what Ian brought up to the table here. I think he's bang on the money that I'm TDK and Deadly Shitnet. I think that's spot on there. I think this is going to be a really good game. And VC options with it. I mean, I kind of, if I had to choose someone, I'd probably go with maybe Chad. I think he plays well against Carlton, but I wouldn't be 100% sold on this. These are 2 bloody tough games to have a VCC option in.
Yeah. Fact check. You're spot on. Last time he played Carlton at the Sydney Cricket Ground, he scored 172.
Thank you.
Let's hope that happens again. But no, I won't have the VC on him. I'd love that to happen, but I still won't have the VC on him.
Yeah, I think I'll pass this game and we'll move into Saturday's game.
Who are you tipping? Horse?
Oh, me? Yeah, Sydney.
Sydney for me. As long as Carlton aren't playing one of the bottom 3 teams, I tip against them every week, Squiddy.
I'm going the baggers here, lads. I just do not think that Sydney's forward line is like the tall forwards are strong enough to be able to get past Wiedering and co. I think Carlton win in a shit low scoring piece of crap game.
I think you could be right. I just hate Carlton that much that my bias kicks in.
I know, Hells. I've been watching you on this show for about 14, 15, 16 weeks, and it's been very, very much apparent.
Look at this, Squid. A bloke that has watched 0 game time of AFL up the baggers.
I think he watched 1 with you, didn't he? Half a quarter or so?
Yeah, not much. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, but if you want to know your NRL stuff, Matrix, who runs our NRL channel along with Braino and Whisperer, do a fantastic job over there. Get across and give him a bit of love.
The GOAT. Storm's the best.
Yep. Always been a big Balmain man. But now we're going to talk about Collingwood versus They lost 64-0 to Melbourne last week. It's a bit bloody embarrassing.
Sorry, go on.
Collingwood versus Adelaide. Is this one at the MCG? This one's right.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. This one's correct.
I actually think this one's going to be one of the games of the round.
Oh, yeah.
Adelaide played the G pretty well.
I got a stat for you. The last 3 games between the Crom and the Pies, it has been separated by 4 points.
So I've got to shout this out. We did watch the Lions. We were pretty shit-faced at the, I reckon it was the Gold Coast Casino. Watch Collingwood beat the Lions. You've got it here, mate. These are usually tight contests. What do we expect here? I expect I'm not going to say finals type atmosphere, but it could be finals type footy. I think it's going to be hot. It's going to be end-to-end footy. Yeah.
Yeah, the last couple of games have been with these two. They've been real crackers. If you remember the Rankin run too far free kick.
And then did his hammy,
yeah. That was last time. So should be a good game.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Darcy Moore out. So when we're talking SuperCoach, that doesn't really matter because he's not someone that we would usually concern ourselves with SuperCoach. But when we're talking football, Squid, this is a really big out given that Adelaide have got Walker. They've got Fogarty. They've got the other big guy, Thilthorpe. They've got the other big guy, Curtin. They've got the other big guy. Like it's just everyone.
Sorry.
Oh, I've tried so hard not to mention that guy's name.
Jesus.
Oh. But I think this is because Billy Frampton's not going to be able to play on everyone. And then Bruzzy Maynard's not going to be able to keep down one of those bigs. And then Isaac Quaynor's not going to be able to keep down one of those bigs. Jeremy Howe's not going to be able to keep down one of those bigs. Someone's going to get off the chain.
Yeah. Yeah, it just depends if they can get it down there frequently enough and with good ball movement. So it's just, Jesus. That may be, you've seen the size of Thrill. That could be.
Oh my God!
You've seen the size of his hands.
Yeah,
they show his dislocated fingers every 5 minutes. These days.
I know, right?
Big gloves. Is Pentling a sneaky option, boys?
Yeah, if you could make it work, it's an odd price. It's a really interesting one. Like, if you think the guy who shall not be named horse is not coming back at all, then I think yes, absolutely. But if that guy comes back and he goes back to that forward flank, you're stuck in no man's land in about 5 weeks' time. That's the risk.
Squid?
Yeah, I can't do it. I just don't think that the upside's quite there for Paitling. I mean, look, he's a good player. We all got excited about him, but I think that the price, it's probably just a bit too much of a reach, especially as Hurls said, if Crouch Potato comes back, then yeah, value's kind of taken a huge dip in the wrong direction.
Yep.
This question's for you, Horse, because you bought this bloke last week, didn't you?
Yep.
You ruined it.
Remorse.
You rat bastard.
Yep, but you know what? Not at all. 2 of the last 3 games against Collingwood, he scored 150 and 149 SuperCoach points. He's got Collingwood this week who aren't going to tag. Then he's got West Coast the week after. And then he's got Sydney the week after that. And he's got such a juicy run home. I'm happy as a pig in shit. He failed last week. Bergman did a really good job on him. So chocolates where chocolates are due. But no, I'm backing him in.
I think it's good that you mentioned that run, though, because like, as a non-owner and as someone who had my eye on him last week and went in another direction, I think if he goes okay this week, that's fine. But if he's got the Jordan tag or whatever in 2 weeks as well, it might mean that he's affordable maybe post-buy, maybe round 15. It might be a good sort of last midfield spot kind of job because their run's really good, I think, on the way home. Yeah.
Oh, it's super good. Chris, I think Perryman goes to Rankin.
I can say that too.
Yeah.
But Perryman hasn't been playing through the middle, has he?
No. But he's been playing down
will be. But Rankin will. Rankin will play midfield first.
Yeah, and then
I don't know Perryman will go in the middle of him.
For the rest of the year, Adelaide have West Coast twice still, Sydney, Brisbane at Adelaide, Hawthorn at Tassie, then Richmond at the G, Melbourne at Adelaide Oval, Western Bulldogs in Ballarat, and then Gold Coast at home, Port Adelaide at home, Hawthorn at home, West Coast again, Collingwood at home, and then North at Marvel to finish the year. That is a very, very sexy draw.
There's
a few good draws. Geelong's is very, very good too. There's a few that have just got dream runs on the way home.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right, Cheese. No one could foresee Bergman tagging Dawson, and he did a really good job. So chocolates where they're due. Is Nick Dacos going to bounce back this week, lads?
Nah.
We've seen Alex Neil-Bullen when he was at Melbourne do a good job on him in the past.
Well, what's Nick Dacos's? Has anyone got the update on his bloody pec? Because
I think it's all right.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
It is all right. All right.
Yeah.
I think it was just a bit of an excuse, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, yeah, either way, as you said as well, even with the Peck, I'm still worried about how Alex Neil-Bullen will go to him because, yeah, as you said, he has done a job on Nick Dacos prior when he was at the D's, and he did a fantastic job, like absolutely no slouch. So I am definitely worried about Dacos this week after his piss poor 76.
VC options, lads?
You said it, Jordan Dawson, baby. Woo!
I've got Rankin as an option and Dacos as an option, but I don't trust either of those to not be tagged. So no, I'm not VCing anyone here.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it in this game either. Mind you, there's a high chance of showers on Saturday.
Trying to play us into Collingwood's hands.
So it could be a little bit moist.
Who are you tipping?
I'm going to tip Adelaide.
Very nice. I'm going the Pies. I think they're just rolling, and they're doing it in such a way where you don't know what Collingwood is coming out. They are so good at at each individual game plan that they decide to run. They can play defensively, they can play forwardly, they can just do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't care how they do it either. I think if it's wet especially, it's going to fall so hard into the hands of Bobby Hill advantage, Jamie Elliott advantage, and they're just going to run that wave that they did against Freo last week, and it's going to be very, very good for Collingwood.
I went to the Adelaide versus Essendon game, and admittedly Essendon didn't play that well. But Adelaide were so fucking impressive at the G. They used the space so well. They just know each other's running patterns. If there's an upset this round, this will be it. Because looking at the tips, it looks very straightforward this week. You could nearly get your 9 out of 9 and not go, too far out of the blue to get your 9. But I reckon this one may be one of those ones that goes the other way. Okay. Hurls?
Well, Collingwood are probably due a loss. They've sort of been on fire, haven't they? But they tried to tank last. Yeah, they tried to tank last week, and they still won. But yeah, I don't know. I think they'll probably beat Adelaide. I think their style will clog down what Adelaide try to do. Even though if Adelaide can get enough footy, the tools will worry them. Darcy Moore is a big out, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Be a good game.
And Schultz too. Lockie Schultz will be out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Concussion protocols. Port Adelaide versus Geelong at Adelaide Oval. Do we expect Bergman to go to Holmes given the really, really good job he did on Dawson last week, lads?
I'm not sure. I don't know if this is a 1 week thing though. Bergman's been great off halfback when they needed him. Yeah, granted they have had other guys that can play in that position, but yeah, he did an awesome job on Jordan Dawson. I don't know if we're going to go straight out to Holmes or if this could be a thing that they might do if Holmes is starting to get off the train. Why would he not just go to Bailey Smith? Very easy chance that could also happen because he's been unbelievably good this year.
No, I think he goes straight to Holmes, no question.
Yeah.
He's trained with the mids again this week. I think Holmes is the one that can be stopped. Yeah. Bailey Smith runs all day. I don't think Bergman will keep up with him, so I reckon it's just a no-brainer.
And Smith's disposal efficiency doesn't hurt teams the way Holmes does.
True. The accumulation does hurt as well to be able to set that up. If you nullify the accumulation, then someone else has to be that hard ball getter, which not many others want to do.
Cheese gave me a compliment for using big words before, but have a look at you go. You're like a walking dictionary at the moment, Squid.
What'd I say?
Accumulation.
Oh, that was just off the
off the noggin.
What did I say?
What are you doing to me?
You need to advertise that as smart beer. Let me tell you.
It is Asian, so...
Yeah, well, there you go. By the end of the show, you'll be a doctor. So how are we looking at Vigo's brother, Hurls?
Vigo's brother?
Vicentini, yeah.
I think he's a real option next week. Here's a real curly one, though. Let's say you can't get to Max or you can't get to Sherry from TDK and TDK is out. Do you restructure your team and go Vigo and upgrade somewhere else?
I think I want to see him on the bubble first.
That's no fun.
It's not, but
I agree with you. Well, it's no fun.
It's no fun.
I agree.
Fuck me, I've taken enough risks this year. I don't need this as well.
I agree.
I actually don't mind his game though. Was he like the second best ruckman hit out to advantage of the last round?
Something along those
No
lines.
idea.
Yeah, like he was. I think
he
Goldie
held
was
his own.
first. Goldie was first, and then Vigo was Vigo. Dante was second, just in front of Cherry. So,
Which is impressive because he was coming up against one of the best tap ruckmen in the league in Riley O'Brien. Riley O'Brien can't run around the ground very well, but he can definitely tap ruck.
yep.
Yep.
Jed Buse last week. I'm just going to put it out there and plead with the community: don't go early on Jed Buse, because he is more than likely going to go a 20 this week if history is any indication.
I nearly tried to talk myself into it, and I was like, "Can you? Can't?" And then I just realized I could hear Hurls in one ear and Horse in one ear, being like, "No, Sid, you dickhead, don't do it."
I reckon Squid, if he was 119k, you could have talked yourself into it, but the 170 just makes it impossible. Like 170k for a bloke like that, you can't do it.
No,
exactly right. Especially in Geelong, no chance.
Butters.
Butters.
Finally, we might be seeing a downgrade in price. 183 break even this week. How close does he get to it, Squid?
Yeah, look, I'm so looking forward to getting Butters in next week. So I hope he has an absolute stinker this week. And that's what I'm hoping for. So
the Squid with a 183, if he got a 100, let's say, played okay, but he got 100, are you still going next week, or you wait till after his bye?
I'd probably wait till after his bye in that case. Yeah. It just depends how well he goes in this one. But I'm not going to go this week.
Yeah. Bailey Smith, he might be 600k soon, Hurls.
It's not far off it. What is he now? 540 with a break even in the 57. If he can get another 120 or something, he's well on his way to that 600 mark, which is massive, isn't it?
He is. Yeah,
we got it wrong. That's for sure. We faded him and it was stupid. But anyway, we rectified it quickly.
Yeah. What are we doing? VC options. We're still fading this game, lads, and waiting for one of the big boys to come on later in the round.
Yeah, I'm waiting on this one. I think it's going to be a pretty good game, and there's some options, but again, it just depends who goes where.
Who wins?
Yeah,
Cats. I can't trust Port.
I'll go Port at home.
Okay.
I'm going with Armoured Frog in this one.
At home. I think it's at home. No confidence.
Something else that I'll bring up quickly. Rosie stocks. So Kane Farrell is now out for a month. Mm-hmm. Does this now just mean kick-ins, everything? Is this just going to be all Rosie now?
Possibly. Well, I think he's Burton back, so there might be some shared kick-ins. But I think we were all thinking that Rosie is a D6 candidate now anyway, right? So I think it only helps him, that's for sure.
For sure. All right. Let's go to the next game, lads, and that's going to be on Saturday night. GWS versus...
It's actually not. It's not Horse. This is... When I was putting this together, I nearly fell over. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? A double header at 4:15.
Oh, do you know what that means?
Hurls. I nearly coned the mid doing this because I saw that both games were on at 4:15. Like, what are we doing, AFL? Like, don't put two games on at the same time. Fuck you. Oh, so annoying.
Do you know what this means?
What?
Guess who's going to be commentating this game?
No.
But that's okay.
Honestly, this game kind of deserves it.
But that'll be a good result if she who shall not be named is commentating while there's another game, that we can flick the channel easily. It's good. That's a positive.
You're right. And who cares? Like, the Giants are going to win by 300 points in this game, so who gives a shit?
All right. Who's Bedford going to if he plays?
We just move on. I think this is a really tough one because he's probably suited a little bit to Finn Callahan, but he's a bit small. And you wouldn't put him in the forward line to tag Whitfield, would you? Like, he could chase him around, but again, I don't know. Sorry.
He's not tagging his own teammate.
Sorry, Clark, I meant. Yeah. So that's what I meant. He made to tag Clark.
In fairness, Hurls might be right. He may tag Whitfield because it's going to be that fucking easy for the Giants because they're going to absolutely pants the Dockers.
Not Whitfield.
They need a handicap.
I need a coning for that one, Squid. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clark, I meant. That's probably the other option, but geez, I don't know. They don't strike me as the logical types for him.
Sarong
No,
does.
you're right. Oh,
Oh,
and
strong. Yeah.
fresh off the back of that little episode that you had, Hurls.
Yeah.
It's time for some news from around the league.
Toby Bedford is going to tag Adam Kingsley.
I just wanted to announce to the community out there that I am going to be doing a guest commentary gig, just like Horse has been announcing, with Kelly Underwood. So I'm just practicing. I've just been. How did I go, lads?
You'll fit right in.
Very Kelly Underwood-esque. Well done.
Yeah.
You'll fit right in.
Fucking hell! I need a snooze.
Yeah. Well,
You need
will
something
we
to
see
drink.
Jackson solo ruck? No, because our word is that Sean Darcy is a big chance to play this week, which would then lead into our next question. Omac would then be no chance to come back in.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Geez, you'd love to see Jackson for the season by himself, wouldn't you? It'd be a great forward to pick. But
Yeah, he's going to look great in Melbourne next year.
what's just swap him with Tim English. Cooper Simpson, Hurls, is he our rookie saviour?
Look, it's so dangerous to say this after one game, because last week we were talking about three blokes who we thought might be a chance and they all went shithouse. I think probably yes.
Sorry.
And I think he's going to get DPP because he's playing back line, and I think he's going to be the one that stays in the side for long enough to be a good cash generator.
Yeah. Yep. And JRD, you're probably right. Bedford to Peter Bell. A silver cone Hurley, you're competent in the chat, mate.
That's well deserved. That's fine.
Cooper Simpson looked really good last week, but I would encourage people not to go early. You want to see it again.
Yeah, wait a
because we've seen what's happened with Hustwaite. We've seen what's happened with Buslinger, Fonty to a degree, and there's others out there. So,
yeah.
Whitfield at 590K. Should we just jump on now? He's got a break even of 132, I believe it is, Squid. Could we wait one more week?
Probably could wait one more week, but I mean, this would be a bloody nice game to have him for. It's Angie Stadium, it's a hole, and Fremantle have been shocking so far. So Whitfield, it could be a really, really nice game for him to get back on the horse and really dominate this game, open it up, big 140.
Mm-hmm. VCC options, lads? You could nearly go VC on Whitfield if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't mind on Whitfield. I hated wrong. Brayshaw will probably do another 160 odd because I don't have him. So that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, this is going to be the one where I've got a Whitfield and a Brayshaw option, so it could be a VC game, depending on when your loops are. If we've got West Coast loops, we can VC any game. So we'll see how we go.
Could also do the same thing if you have Boyd.
If you've got a VC loop on, that would mean that you're probably going to have half an interest and you might have to watch it, Hurls. So just be careful.
Yeah, I know. Look, I watch every game, though, so I'll watch it anyway. It's okay.
Hey, Horse, you heard it. Hurls said that he'll happily watch this game, and you can watch Port Adelaide versus Cats. You beauty.
You'll have to, because it'll be rookie coach and I doing the basketball.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Also, too, I just quickly want to go back to the Port versus Geelong game. Can't wait to watch that because Willie Rioli is most likely back after his 1 week self-inflicted suspension. And remember, last time he played Geelong, that's when he threatened Brad Close. So this is going to be great. Can't see a thing going wrong in this game.
Just a quick one while we're talking about these teams. Is it insane to pick O'Driscoll? Yes, it is, because he's out this week. He's already been ruled out with soreness from last week.
Yes.
Probably a good reason not to pick him, eh?
Yep.
Maybe
GWS
Bedford
by
will tag him. Bedford could tag him, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, GWS. No, I don't know. GWS.
Giants.
Yeah,
let's go over under 59.5.
It's the kind of game that Freo win, though, isn't it? Like, because they were shit last week. They looked terrible, and then they're likely to get up and win this kind of game.
Hells. I'm going to stop you there. Giants win this, and they fucking belt them. Okay, and that's enough. We're good.
Essendon versus Dogs at Marvel Stadium, 7:35. Does the Darwin trend continue, lads? Teams returning from Darwin in their last 6 games are 1-5.
Look, I would 100% be tipping the Dogs here if it wasn't because weren't coming back from Darwin, but they are, so that's how it's going to be. I think, look, Essendon play Marvel really well, but Dogs are also a very, very competent team with the best player in the league, so I think it's going to be a very close, good game under the roof of Marvel. Going to be a lot of running, a lot of good foot and ball movement. I think it's going to be a really, really close game.
Foot and ball movement.
How good are we going tonight?
Yeah, we're flying, lads.
I didn't open this one. Sorry. There we go. Now I'm better.
Yeah. Let's talk
Football
about
movement.
Who's this guy? Sard. How do you say his surname? Squid?
Oh, yeah, the old El Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii. Surely he plays a full game, lads. Surely.
Mexican Honolulu. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Surely.
Has to.
He's the logical rookie in for everyone this week, isn't he, really?
Yeah. Hurls, I want you to talk about this next one, mate. Zach Reid. Is he worth buying, or does the injury news today scare you a little bit?
Nah, thank goodness. So those who didn't see it, he copped a knee from Langford at training, hobbled off with a bit of a back. They're saying a bit of back spasm, bit of corky, but the club are saying he's fine and he's playing this week. So Essendon supporters like us had a little heart attack for a minute there with Zach Reid's injury history, but he's good to go. This is a really hard one. I would love to buy him. He's got a -9 break even. We spoke a bit about it last night in my video. I think he makes a guaranteed 100K, but it's 382,000, and maybe because I'm getting off TDK now, it's doable. But yeah, it's not a traditional play, that's for sure. It's a hard price to jump into just to make cash.
Yeah, it is.
Who was the one that hurt Zach Reid at training?
Kyle Langford.
He's now my most hated Essendon player, and that's saying something. Kyle
Langford.
Be better. I don't like that. Hands off our boy.
Does Durham go to Bontempelli again and Setterfield to Libba? I think so.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah.
I think they're the two matchups. They did it. Well, I don't know if Setters was there, but definitely went to Bont last time. I think Bont only got a 75 SuperCoach score or something like that last time. Setterfield went to Oliver and did a reasonable job, so I think he'll go to Libba as well. I think they're the matchups. Whether it works, who knows? They've got more. They've got more than that. They've got Richards. They've got bloody Kennedy. They've got Fridge goes through there. They're a very good team. So I don't know that it'll matter so much, but you do have to quell some of them, don't you?
You do. And with Essendon as well, it was brought up today on SZN that historically we're a very easy team to score against in transition, always giving up bulk points. But when we're talking this year, Essendon are actually the best team and the hardest team to score against in transition. So,
by a mile too.
Last 6 weeks.
Very impressive.
So post-buy.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Cheese, you're absolutely right.
Back by Adelaide.
Yeah. Essendon is the hardest team for Bontempelli to play against. He only averages in his 12 games against Essendon 101. The next lowest is Hawthorn 106.
Yeah.
So for those that don't have Bontempelli, I'd be waiting this week and next week and then grabbing him after the bye. Does Zach Merritt cop any attention?
It's not really the dog style, is it?
It's not.
No.
I think they're going to back themselves in, so it might be a bounce back Zach Merritt week.
Well, especially too if Durham goes to Bont, like you guys say, and Setters goes to Libba, that's basically meaning you're going to try and really have 1v1, head-to-head Richards versus, say, Caldwell or Merritt. So that's basically how you're going to line up for it. So, that's if that's how they're going to line up, then back themselves in, and then when Fridge goes through or Kennedy goes through, then you make those changes. But I don't think Merritt was any attention.
Is this your burner account, Squid?
What's that?
Is this your burner account?
No, I don't hurt Essendon that much.
Squid, I I reckon you've brought up a good point though. There, when you do look at the matchups, and Caldwell's obviously in there as well, it might mean low centre bounce attendance for Merritt again.
Exactly.
Which
means
he might not cop attention, but he might play the more half forward, rolling up kind of role rather than the centre bounce role. Maybe.
Yeah.
Was that more though that they were trying to nullify other players, or was that because he was getting tagged himself? Because he had a very heavy tag.
Yeah, it was a tag. They shook the tag by putting him to half forward, and
it worked. He's that good.
Ed Richards, is he the dog we should be buying?
Look, this is where our SuperCoach brains are wired in a certain way, right? And we look at history and all the rest of it, and we all go, we've got to get this bloke and we've got to get that bloke. He's almost in the same category as someone we'll talk about in a later game, the Suitcase. Like, these are the two hot guys at the moment. They're dominating, but because they've never done it over long periods of time, our brain can't sort of justify them as the primo guys when at the moment they bloody are.
Yep.
Spot on. VC or C options, lads?
Well, from what you guys are telling me, that pretty much everyone's going to be tagging everyone in this game, and Essendon's defense has been absolutely flying. So, can't say anyone in this one.
No, I won't be either.
Who's going to win? Are we going to back Essendon given that teams are 1-5 from returning from Darwin, or is the better team in the Bulldogs going to win this one?
Look, you can't deny that the conditions do take it out of the team coming back from Darwin, but I sometimes when I look at who's going to win, I look at where they're at on the ladder and say, are Essendon really a 6-3 team? And my answer to that's no. So I'm going to say, no, they're probably not going to win this game.
No.
Like, who you beat? You've beaten North by 2 points. You beat the Eagles by
West
5
Coast.
points.
Yeah.
You beat Sydney, but they were dog shit last week.
Port
it's
Adelaide.
tough. But Port, they're ass too.
Yeah.
All ass-ish.
Yes.
It hasn't been
average teams.
Melbourne.
Teams.
Yeah, but they're doing
Melbourne.
enough, and also, but your defense has been really, really good. So
that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Does this defensive profile stand up against the number one attacking team in the comp?
I feel much more confident if Sam Darcy was playing. If they had Sam Darcy, I reckon you'd be in a lot of trouble because Sam Darcy on Ben Mackay.
I tell you what, I am looking forward to seeing Squid, and it won't happen in this game because he's out, obviously. But I reckon Sam Darcy on Zach Reid is going to be a great matchup for the next decade.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I really, really like Zach Reid. One of my mates actually compared him to Dustin Fletcher, a young Dustin Fletcher, and it's almost not that much of a stretch. I mean, Fletcher's been an absolute legend, but, hey, look, if Zach Reid can start to learn to kick the ball 80 metres, I'll give that comp.
That's fair.
He's more a precision kicker.
Essendon having the best back line the past 6 weeks, and that's with Ben Mackay in there.
Hey, exactly right. Imagine if you had Tom Barrass in there. Oh, teams wouldn't be scoring on you.
Would be worse. Bulldogs for me.
Yeah, me too.
Dogs.
Richmond versus North Melbourne, and this is my game where I will be planting my probably VC. I'll wait till the Sunday game. Is this the game that North finally get a win, or can Richmond go back-to-back? So, Squid, you're in a really good position to answer this, but Richmond play the G pretty well.
Hurls, not happy where you say finally get a win. We beat Melbourne, all right, so go fuck
No,
yourself.
no, it's not about that. They've been building. They've been building, right? They got within a kick. Now a draw, and can they finally get over the line? That was all. I know they won.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, look, no, don't get me started on Jacob Costanti not kicking that long. Yeah, look, North haven't won at the MCG since 2017. But we've only played one game a year there, so who gives a shit about that stat? I think the Tigers are going to have a lot of pressure on North. They could smell this one. I think North will come out hungry. Look, we've been good against Essendon. We drew against Brisbane, probably should have won it, and we nearly got over the line against Port as well. So I think North can really play a good game and take a good one here, depending on conditions. But I think that they'll get over the line here.
Skull wants it to be known as the Robin Nahas Cup.
Yeah, it's definitely
Speaking of men with big pork swords. Yep. Is Cherry a must-have 71 break-even 680K, Hurls?
Yes. Outside of everything that I've ever said, don't get the 680K guys. I'm reneging and saying at that position with such a gap between the first, second, and third ruckman, you have to have Sherry and gone. If not this week, somewhere in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And I think I'm just doing it this week because I don't know when it'll be this price again.
Did you know that there is 41 points difference between R2 and R3 in the past 5 weeks? That's per game.
Damn.
And that's the problem, right? Like I get the value game, and if it's a midfielder, like I'm not getting Bont or Butters because they're too expensive. But when you talk about the difference between your ruckman and this guy, it's too much every week. So add the captaincy to that, and it kills you.
We've spoken a lot about Caleb Daniel, the 5-foot optical illusion, as you'd refer to him as, Hurls.
Yes.
So are we trading? Yes or no? I am a yes. And that's because of the numbers that Brody brought up on Tuesday night, where with Harry Sheasel in the back line, Caleb Daniel is a 28 SuperCoach point per game player, worse off than when Sheasel is up forward. So since Sheasel's gone back, he's gone, 89, 88, 88, 51. So you're talking about someone that we considered a primo in the first 4 rounds who had 3 tons and has been unable since Sheasel's gone back to crack 90. For me, I think there's going to be a lot of coin loss there. And in my personal situation right now, I'm using Daniel and Bice to get Gorn in this week.
Yeah.
Let me just ask, right? So let's say, like, what you're saying is 100% true and correct, right? But would this not be the week that if Clarko obviously envisioned Sheasel as half forward, midfield, full time, that's where he wants him, right? He's gone back to get some confidence. This would be the week where he's going to put him half forward on ball, like to have that crack against the Tigs. We saw it a little bit last week against Brisbane, but obviously he moved the ball so well as well last week against Brisbane. He was vital to have down there. So I think this could be one where they go, okay, let's try Sheezy up a bit more. So I don't know. That's just one to watch. But also,
trading him.
Piss him off.
You're a no. You're a no then, Squid.
No this week, but definitely watching.
So last night I was 100% yes, but because TDK might now be part of my trade plans, I've got to weigh up. Do I punt Daniel or Bice as the second guy? And the fixture might just be the way to go to say hold Daniel one more.
Yeah.
He'll be gone in a couple of weeks, but he might be one more because I'm thinking of TDK out.
Yeah. For Richmond, I guess let's talk about rookies. What can we expect? I know Josh Smiley's coming back soon. Taj Houghton is coming back soon as well. That'll be after the buys.
Did I hear he had a setback? Is he the number 8 pick?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he had a setback. I read today.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Because that was he's coming off an ACL, isn't he?
No, he had 2 hamstrings already this year, or maybe 3 now.
Because when he got drafted, didn't he have injury cloud as well then? So he's re-aggravated it twice now.
I can't confirm what he did. I just read the headline that said number 8 pick had a setback, but I didn't click through the article or anything. So
bloody paywalls.
Yeah.
What
about the other guy that's a bit of interest? And I don't know if you can go there or not, but Sims looked okay last week.
Yeah, that was his first game, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's not on the bubble yet, but he
did a ruck time too, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he's a lot better than Samson Ryan. I'll tell you that for free. That is fucking easy.
Yeah, Samson Ryan reminds me of the monkey symbols, how like this when he tries to mark. Yeah, no good.
100%.
So, yeah, Judson Clark's another rookie that's going to be coming back. Josh Gibcus is back training again.
Good.
So he's going to be another rookie price Tigers player that we can look at.
Our man as well, Horse. Skitsy's saying, McKelty, Lafau could be back.
Oh,
soon.
hopefully he won't be rookie price, but it'll be good to see him back.
I don't care. I just want to say, yeah, exactly right. He's our man. We love to see him back.
100%. Captaincy options for me. Richmond are the second easiest team to score against Supercoach wise for Ruckman. So let's just plant a nice juicy VC on Cherry in this one.
That's outrageous considering it's Nank. Like, Nank was one of the best Ruckman last year at being defensive as well, like up there. And now he's just, wow.
Yep.
All the way down.
Hurls?
Great.
Yeah, Sherry for me too. Straight into the team, straight with the VC. You got to remember if you're doing that though, and you're seeing Big Maxi, there's an overlap in these two games, so you can't see the whole score. You've got to remember to do your moves before probably 3/4 time.
Yeah,
100%. Yep. The next game, which starts at, I think it's halfway through the last quarter.
Who's going to win?
Oh.
Who's winning?
Shit. Fuck. Who cares?
Me, Horse.
You know what? Let's go North.
I'm going to go the same theory with Essendon. I don't think Richmond are a 4-6 team or whatever they'll end up if they win. So I think they'll lose because of that.
I'm going North, and Horse, you think that I'm a hater towards Essendon. You pull that bullshit. Have a bit of fucking respect. Thank you.
I apologise to absolutely fucking nobody. The Horse does whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm on a podcast with you two, and Hurls has been the respectful one. He's normally the one that hates North more than anything.
It is against Richmond though. There's a lot of teams in that bracket of hatred. They're all above Carlton, but
everyone, isn't it?
Fine, I'll tip a draw. There you go. Brisbane versus Melbourne, 320. So if you've got your VC on Cherry and you've got Gawn, you want to keep your eyes closely peeled to the SuperCoach app, or even better, if you're within our Patreon, we'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on. 320 at the Gabba. Now, there's a big chance that Big O may be out. So we've learnt today that Big O's been getting epidurals in his back to numb the pain that he's got, and he's not the ruckman that he once was when we're talking negating the other team's ruckman. So there's a chance that he could go large here again, Squid.
Yeah, I need to see Big O out because Big O is Maxi's kryptonite. I'm pretty sure last time he had 79 against him, and Skitsy Gawn averages 59.2 at the Gabba in his last 5 games. Absolutely hates the joint. So as long as I see Big O out, then I'm in on Gawny. If not, I'm going to have to look elsewhere because, Gawn does not like playing Brisbane.
We thought this last week when, you didn't, Squid, because you captained him and did well, but we thought, Hawthorn should be able to manoeuvre around Max with their kicking. Brisbane are a similar ball movement team, so they should be able to use the lower the eyes, go around him, and those intercept marks aren't there. But
what did Cherry do last week against Brisbane?
But Sherry scores. But Sherry scores differently, right? Sherry scores with contested stuff. I mean, Max does too, but we're just talking about the drop back into D50 marks that he gets. They should be able to avoid that.
In fairness, Charlie Comben did have 7 of them last week against Brisbane, so he was making it ease.
He was brilliant.
Imagine what Gawn's going to do.
Yeah,
he was brilliant.
So, Gawn did get a 0. He injured his knee in the first couple of minutes against Brisbane at the Gabba a couple of years ago, so that's why that.
But he played out the whole game last time against Big O, and he only got a 79. That's what scares me.
Yeah, that's fair. Should people be buying Zorko at 531k? Hurls?
I think it's now or wait. Options like with the break even of 53, he's going to go up in price. If you want a value defender, which there are lots of, let's be honest, there's about 5 value defenders you can pick from. If you don't have too many Lions and you think Zorko's your man, this is the week to do it. But I've already got him, so I don't have that choice to make. And he has been a tough watch, except for last week.
Yep.
Yeah, is he back on his herbal remedies?
No idea.
Don't
Looked
know.
like he was off them at the
No
start of the
idea.
year. Because that was some shit.
Clary's, you going to go to Lockie Neal? Probably.
That's got to be the roguest thing. Besides Miles Bergman tagging Jordan Dawson, Clayton Oliver tagging? Like, what? Never
It doesn't
would've
make
picked
any
that.
sense, does it? It doesn't make any
doesn't.
sense at all.
Got me stuffed.
You're paying a bloke 1.78 million a year to run around and tag someone. It just makes no sense to me.
None at all.
Got me stuffed.
Should we just hold Levi all the way through to his buy, regardless of his break even?
That's one for
I've
hell of a
already
make.
traded
I
him,
don't
so
have
I'm
him.
not in a position to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm inclined to say yes. Look, these rookies are hard because when you get to the like time where you've got to upgrade, and if you don't have the right dollars, sometimes you have to go to these more fattened cows and cull them. But I think given the stage of the year and best 18, if I can help it, I'll hold him right up to around 16 now.
For sure. Yeah, he's scoring well. He's not like any other rookie, and he's got a pretty high ceiling for a rookie. So not just in the future where he's going to be very SuperCoach relevant, but even this year he's scoring well, and I think there's definite scope that you could hold him all the way through. The suitcase. Is he a better option than the other big names? For those that don't know who the suitcase is, that is McCluggage. I'm with Rookie Coach in the comments. I think it's Josh Dunkley season.
Interesting. I like that. Big fan of Dunks.
Yeah, I don't know. Dunkley, he doesn't do it often enough for me. The big scores. If you want a safe play, Dunkley's great.
Yep.
No doubt. He's safe. His floor is fantastic. He just doesn't get the big scores often enough for my liking.
No, he doesn't.
It's fair.
All right. Captaincy options. With that in mind, you're probably fading Max now, aren't you?
Only if Big O's out. Oh boy, I'm so excited about Maxi Gawners to see.
Him against
it
Darcy
is
Port, that could be a riot.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is finger licking. That's KFC Zinger Box S horse. Oh my God, you're feeling that for weeks on end of how good that's going to be. Oh my days.
I just got a Caleb Daniel.
I think that's the play, isn't it? If Fort is the ruck, you go that. Otherwise, you probably rethink it and make Sherry your captain and do a VC earlier. But if you've got the two rucks against these two matchups, you've got to leverage that.
Yeah. Let's go to the next game, the last game of the round, and that's going to be West. Oh, Jesus. All right, we'll talk about it. West Coast versus St Kilda in
By the
Perth.
way, I'm going the D's.
Nah, Lions for me. D's are no good.
Yeah, Lions for me.
I'm going the Lions. I'm going the Lions. It's at the Gabatoir. Of course, I'm going the Lions.
Gabatoir. What do Matt Flynn owners do? I think, yeah, my opinion is if you've got TDK and you've got Matt Flynn sitting in R3 or in your flex, you're probably looking at trading TDK into Maxi Gawn or Cherry if you need one of the two. Hurls?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I traded him last week. I think it's time for him to go. But I don't know whether you look. And I noticed is that our mate Higo, I think's got the three big dogs and Flynn, which I nearly fell off my chair when I read that. Maybe it does give you an insurance policy to hold TDK for a week if you want to see, like TDK fresh might be back to how he was at the start of the year again, perhaps. So maybe that's why you could use him. But if you've got him, he's made his cash. I think you move him on shortly this week or next.
Yep. Is Windy tagging anyone in this one? Do West Coast have anyone to tag?
I don't think he's tagging any more at all, is he? That was more the point.
I think he's playing off half back and actually doing an all right job of it.
Yeah. Yeah, not that he's going to go to anyone in this game, probably, but...
Is Boxall going to get a game, Squid?
Oh, God, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? But you just really don't know with Rossi the Bossy. So I think he just keeps on going. But he was really, really good last week. He showed a lot of potential there for the Saints. But also, too, we said the same thing about Garcia when he first came to the side. He had averaged, 7 tackles a game, and then Ross went, I'm done with you and just going to keep subbing you for 5 weeks in a row. So you can't really trust.
Just got it. I didn't just get a message. I got a message 50 minutes ago. We've been going for an hour 10. He did train with the ones group today. Boxall.
That's good.
Yeah.
I hope he stays in. I mean, I think he showed enough, but like you say, well, who would know with Ross? And he only had something like 49% time on ground last week. So that's
There you go. You're right. Campbell Chester not playing, so Windhager has no one to tag. With this matchup, should we go early on Philippe? I will be bringing in Philippe, whether it's this week or next week. But this is a very juicy matchup over there for him.
Yeah. I think it's an option.
I think I don't like playing SuperCoach selfishly because we are open and transparent with everything we do. But I think that even if he doesn't get any CBAs this week and I don't bring him in, I'll still bring him in next week. And it might scare people off, which may make him a little bit more of a pod option next week. So is this the game, Hurls, where they're playing it's virtually a waffle side? Is this the week where they start to rotate him through the guts a little bit to get some match fitness and what have you? Or do they just keep him forward and just get him through games?
He'll probably score okay forward, right? Like he'd probably be okay at playing half forward against the Eagles. So, I think you make a decision on Philippe based on what you saw from last year. And you then go, all right, what do my trade plans look like over the next 2 weeks? If I had a boost left, this would be what I would use it for, something like this. Even though it's a week early, even though his price isn't changing, I would probably do it because you could then really make a nice little suite of trades. But I don't think I can because I've already stated I think TDK is gone for me. And so that means Bice or Daniel are more logical outs. And I need to go down to a rookie, not Philippe, to make the transaction work. So, so that's just probably not going to be this week for me because of my scenario.
With Elijah Hewitt, I'm going to jump to him before we get back to Gross. Do we field him at home? Absolutely, you do. The last 2 games that he played at Perth since getting hurt, 97 and 91. So slap him on field, ladies and gentlemen.
Happily sitting your forward line there. Beautiful work.
Gross, does he get a full game this week? He scored 47 in a quarter last week, Squid.
Yeah, he looked pretty good as well, except for, right at the very end there where he got done by what was quoted as the best tackle of all the year. So
who said that?
I think he should. I don't know. Weren't they putting that on AFL.com? Tackle of the century or some bullshit? The Tom Brown tackle?
Please.
I mean, it was pretty good. The thing that pissed me off, though, is I can't remember which journo said it, and they said, it was David Zeta, who love his work that he's been doing at the tribunal, but he said, this is how Paul Curtis should have tackled. And I went, fuck off. You fucking dickhead. The other difference is that he didn't dig his knee into the ground, so shut up, you fuckhead. But anyway,
I've seen really Deadly tackle better at 3 a.m. in a nightclub after 20 beers. So
the cows.
I didn't say what they were.
Someone else did. I like Ross.
Anyone?
I want him to play him just because of that tackle. I think that'd be good for his confidence, right? Don't let the kids stew on it. Put him back in the guts. Let him play a full game. I think that's that. If I was coach and Horse, you're the only coach here in this group. I've never been an official coach. Are you a coach, Squid?
Oh, I was.
Oh, sorry. I take that back. I'm the only non-coach then. That sounds to me like a good coach move, isn't it? Like give him some confidence, put him in the middle.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Work him up from like half forward, getting a couple of touches, half back, something like that. Get a couple of touches, throw him into the guts, and then get him ready and rolling. I mean, look, 100%. I'd love it was Clay Hall, but
I reckon you could nearly put a line through Clay Hall. He's been doing a lot in the waffle and still not getting a game.
Yeah, he's shocking.
Is anyone waiting for the last game to slap the C on?
This guy is.
Who are you going?
Mate, I'm telling you, if Big O's playing, then my C is firmly going on Jack Sinclair at the big Optus Stadium Oval, taking the piss out of the Eagles. Absolutely. As long as he stays away from the W train, stays well clear of the W train, Jack Sinclair will happily go 140.
He'll lead. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fair shout, I guess. Jack McRae even. There's options, but I'm not sure I'm going there, but there are options.
For sure. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do us for our games.
Oh, hang on. You've forgotten the last slide again.
Oh, hang on. I'm trying to segue into the trade plans who are brought to you by Ryan from Astute Newstead, who is going to help you with all your residential home loan needs. Use the promo code INSIGHT and he will help you obligation free.
Since when is Ryan not during the GWS game? I'm out of whack here tonight, Horse. Help me out, Horse.
I'm trying something different.
Horse, and who wins in the Saints and the West Coast game?
I don't care.
I'm going the Eagles.
I'm going.
You know Saints
what?
For me.
You know what? I think you might be onto something.
I know.
West Coast. Yep.
Yeah.
Tipping them.
But yeah. Also, too, I know
Saints.
this is the Sir Douglas Nichols round, but look. On the AFL app, do we really have to do their Aboriginal names? Because I don't know what Walatichimawa versus Euro Varog means. All right? I don't like that. I don't understand that. Or at least put it in brackets and say Eagles.
If I had known that, Squid, I could have put it on the slides so that we confused you for the night. I wouldn't have been the only one sounding like I've
actually,
got no idea there.
So Doug Nichols' round goes for 2 rounds, round 10 and round 11.
It does. Very nice.
So maybe we can try that next week.
Okay, lovely.
Can be a hot tip. See if you can pronounce any one of the team names versus GMHBA Alphabet Stadium. Yep. So, all right, trades. What are we doing? What are you doing, Hurls?
I am TDK and Bice out.
Sorry. Jasper just goes, the team logos are usually a good way of telling them apart.
Yep.
It's a fair call.
That'd do it, Jasper. That would do it.
TDK and Bice are going to be my outs, and the Big X and Saad Al Hawley my ins.
I'm very similar to you at the moment, mate. I will be TDK and Caleb Daniel out at this stage, but it might be Riley Bice. I'll have a play with that. And in will come Maxwell Gawn. And not so much for this week, but for his run home, I need to have him. And Sardell Hawley as well.
Mine is, I forgot who's out, but Sardell Hawley in, and then TDK out with Cherry coming in with, I've got about 400K sitting there ready to go for Butters or Bont, whoever the hell I want. After the buy, really stocked up nicely to bring that back.
Beautiful. Just asking, Hurls, is it okay if we move on?
I can stop sharing this screen now, mate.
That's all right. No, you're all right, mate. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the comments, there comes a time where, we've had rookie coach have a bit of a crack, and mind you, we did pretty well when it came to this certain episode a couple of weeks ago, and people far and wide around Australia, New Zealand, everyone that watches SuperCoach, if they don't watch the first 9 games, first of all, ask, what the fuck are you doing? But second of all, I'm going to ask you, well, if you don't tune into that, then there's a good reason why you're tuning into this, because it's like a little light switch that goes on and off and on and off. And in the world of Squiddy, he's about to flick it on because, ladies and gentlemen, you have got the authentic, the master, back at work for his Cone of the Week.
I just love that it's cane cords. What a fuckhead. Look, Cone of the Week's back, all right. I'm here to put Deadly in his place with that shit mustache and little boy syndrome that he has, but that's all right. I'm back now, baby. I'm going to give a quick one, Horse, and it's just it's very, very small one. Jacob Castanti, all right. North could have easily won that game. surely that ball goes to the goal square or as far as you can kick the ball towards the goal. It's not 45 metres out right next to the boundary line so Brisbane can kill it, especially to where Harris Andrews is. That's just, okay, we move on, we get better than that. Weakest piss be better. Look, I've missed a few. I'm just going to bring it up now. I'm not going to say anything else with it, but we all know what I'm thinking. Willie Rioli, weakest piss be better. He just needs that. Let's just shore that up, especially before he starts going at Brad Close and Jeremy Cameron punches him in the face. All right, we don't need to see that because you're not going to win that fight. But there's someone... Well, there's a whole group of people and then someone else that deserves it more than anything this week, right?
Wow, okay.
First of all, I don't know their names because they're insignificant, but those four umpires at Subiaco Oval or Optus Stadium or whatever the fuck it's called now, that saw Lockie Schultz laying on the ground, arm in the air, stiff as a surfboard. They could have gone over there and rode him. He was that goddamn stiff. And they decided, play on. It's fine. He's all good. Coincidentally, it just leads to a Collingwood goal, or they just wait until Collingwood get possession and they're in a good spot. And then Lockie Schultz is just out cold. Then he gets up and then he falls over again. And they still went, maybe it's all right. Then they come out and say, it's not our, we're waiting for the DRS decision to switch over what they have some duty of care to the players. Isn't that why we brought this bullshit in where people get suspended for 3 weeks? Isn't that what we're meant to be doing? And then you fuck it up. And then that bloody idiot Laura Kane. fucking Laura Kane. She comes out and says the umpires did this the day after the game. So obviously she got the report straight away. And then the umpires came out and said, we didn't say that. Now the umpires are pissed. That Laura Kane, now that everyone's Laura Kane is not fit for her job. Let's just say that right now. She's got no fucking idea, all right? She's too worried about the backlash. Get her out of here or fix your shit, all right? That's what we need to do. Have some duty of care to the players. Have some duty of care to the umpires. Haven't you made the umpires laugh hard enough? They don't even know the rules anymore. And you still have more rules to make it harder for them. So you know what? Laura Kane, weak as piss, be better. I'm telling you right now, this won't be the last time you'll copy one of these unless you turn your shit around. All right, thank you. Oh, my God.
Do you need to mention...
Oh, skits. I'll suck you like North, skits. Weak as piss, be better. All right.
Yes! Get out of it. Squiddy needs a cold shower with Robin Nahas.
Roll the cane corns.
Oh.
Roll it.
Oh, sorry. Do you like the new cane corns thing?
Love it. Absolutely adore
Good.
it. It's so right. It's just so right. He hasn't chirped up in a while. I'll tell you what, Port must be losing.
I love it when you're on. Love it.
I needed after that piece of shit the Cavs grew up today. I've been ready for that all
I'm
day.
surprised they didn't get a coning.
Nah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, Kizza, don't even get me started. Horse, you just asked me what do I think about Dallas getting the number 1 pick.
Oh, shit.
Let me fucking tell you.
Hang on.
Adam Silver, I've never seen more blatant fucking cheating in my life.
Oh, no.
You say to him, hey, let me just put Luka Doncic on the Lakers and then don't worry about it, mate. I'll give you the number 1 pick in the summer. And then it's a coincidence. Like Nico Harrison isn't the biggest dumbass in the world. Oh, my God, I've seen it all. NBA weakest PSP better. Holy shit, that's outrageous.
I think it's fair to say that Squiddy's back, Hurls.
You're going to make me blow a gasket.
I'm not sure he's going to be able to recover in time for next week's episode.
No, he's blowing up now. We better give the man a chance to break for a little bit. And let's get into what we call question time.
Thank God.
It's question time. Let's answer your questions for the week ahead.
Jono's just saying, go and grab a cold one, mate.
I have. Thank God I got my standard squeeze to be able to cool me down because it's so fucking... Whew. There we go. It can be used as an ice pack too, Horse. How good's that?
Oh, multiple ways you can use your 4-in-1. Backer, do you think Caden Coleman will be named this week? I think there's a good chance.
He's been good in the twos, hasn't he?
Yep.
I'm not sure. I think they'll be conservative.
Mm.
Why rush? Why rush him?
Well, because they're playing the easiest bloody offensive team in the league in Melbourne, who forward line is absolutely deserted. So it's probably a good warm up.
It's still a different pace. Just let him play 3 or 4 in the VFL. Get him right.
Well, I'd probably rather him line up on Charlie Spargo than I would against a VFL player, because that VFL player is still vying for a contract. He's going for something.
IJ, Cone of the Week nomination for me, Channel 503. Yeah, I don't know why, but saying Channel 503 reminds me of the days where you used to have to flick through the channels on the old box TVs and you have to push the button to get to that. So, IJ, be better. It's Fox Sports, dickhead. Bont's last goal that he scored on the weekend, they messed up the graphic and they put Rory Lobb's head on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say, Horse,
yeah,
we've known for the 3 years that we've been doing this podcast, Rory Lobb has been our Cone.
He has.
He was dog shit as a forward for the Dogs. He went back and he's been fantastic ever since. Mm-hmm. And today he signed another contract extension to the end of 2026.
Well done.
And I just want to say, Rory Lobb,
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Me and Horse did this, and Hurls now as well. We did this. Did this. You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, we expect the commission in the mail, mate.
Or at least just give us your TikTok revenue. That's fine too.
Yep. David, the good girl swallow. Oh, yes. Like what you did there, Skull. Oh.
Good girl.
Laura Kane is going to be baked tonight more than the Dallas Mavs getting the number 1 pick. Oh, wait.
Don't worry about it. I did both.
Nathan Simpson. Hey, mate. Is Nick Martin the best player for flex position when full primo? I actually don't mind it. He really showed up last week. I gave him a shout out a couple of weeks ago. But Hurls, you did say we have to wait and see because his role can change a lot. Yeah, if that role sticks that he had last week, it's very appetizing.
Yeah, if he can avoid the wing, he's a great buy. But he does get put on the wing occasionally, and that means he does throw up the odd 50, 60 score. But when he goes big, he can go really big. So I think it's a good flex option because that's the kind of thing we want, right? It's all right having a couple of really big sort of spike scorers in your team because one drops out anyway.
Yeah, IJ, I'm just going to highlight this again because I know Deadly will be watching. I feel like Squiddy is TDK and Deadly is shitting it.
I mean, he's not wrong. It's valid. But also, too, Deadly is better than Shitnet. I'll give him that. He's more of like second ruck Harry Mackay when he was playing well there for a while.
Okay.
He has some value. Better than Shitnet.
The little helmet's time is done. Caleb Daniel, the big helmet, in Tristan Cherry's coming in for the rookie coach.
Sounds like he's talking about me and you, Horse.
Yeah. Little helmet, big helmet. I'll be the little helmet.
No. Please, I insist.
We just spoke about Coleman. We'll wait and see for team sheets. Stuart Fraser, thoughts on Xavier O'Halloran from GWS? He has historically done this where he pops up and scores 100 and then an 80 or 80 then 100 and then he goes back to a 29 the next week. So I would suggest not.
Yeah, Bedford didn't play. Daniels is out.
They gave Angove a go. They gave Fontie a go. I actually really like, I know that I'll probably get laughed at for saying this, but I like Riccardi as the backup ruck. Like he's gone
I think he plays better
and 84 the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
I think he plays better as the backup ruck. I'll tell you we've given him a lot of shit in the chat. Cadman's been okay the last month.
Yeah, yes.
Obviously he hasn't been like marking it every single time, but far out, he's making a contest and he's bringing it so well to ground. Like he does that so well where he will bring it to the fall of the ball where Green, Stringer, these kind of guys. And when Brett Daniels comes back in, geez, he's going to feast.
He's going to feast. Yeah. Trainer and Ashcroft looking like a juicy trade this week to Whitfield and Deadly's boy Archer Day Wicks.
I'd hold off on Archer Day Wicks.
Another week on
job security. Gresham will come back and he'll he'll take that spot again. So just I don't like the job security for that one.
So Archie Day-Wicks wasn't the one that got injured, that was Hayes, was it?
Hayes has done an ACL. Yeah.
Damn.
Archie Day-Wicks is the little bloke up forward.
Yeah, but shout out to Hayes. That sucks, man. Hate to see that. He's bugger.
Fan of the channel too, Archie Day-Wicks. Love your work, mate.
Yeah.
Big 40. I was going to trade Bice, Flynn to Sarden Sinclair, have a boost. And TDK think maybe going to Cameron, can't get Gorndog yet. I don't mind Cameron, but he has a tendency to throw in a 50-odd here and there, doesn't he, Hurls?
Who are we talking about? Sorry, I was trying
Darcy
to
Cameron.
remember what that trade was. Darcy Cameron, yeah. Look, I made a comment in the chat the other day. He's a candidate for R3, like in terms of the rankings, because he's thereabouts. But I just think there's such a big gap between R2 and R3 that you can't afford to stuff around in that line.
Yeah. I also read that question as Sard, as in Adam Sard, and I went, why the fuck are you bringing in Adam Sard? And then I realized it was Sard.
Yeah, the numbers are just ridiculous. The 3-round average, Max Gawn is R1, 171 points per game. Cherry, 163 points per game is R2. And then it goes down 41 points to Darcy Cameron at R3, 122. But if we go 5-round average, Gawn is at 155, Cherry's at 143, and then it goes down to 115. So what's that, 28 points still per game between R2 and R3? That's a lot.
Yeah,
you can't even make exactly right. And you can't even make the case that it's, Darcy Cameron's got a great run of ruckman coming up that he's got to face, because this week he's got Rolly O'Brien, next week he's got Tristan Cherry, the week after he's got Lloyd Meek, and then after that he's got Max Gawn. So that is not a good 4 ruckman that you want to be facing to be able to get primo Supercoach scores.
Yeah. Tim Kelly is about to sign a 2-year contract to stay at the Eagles too.
Yuck.
That'd be good for their waffle team.
Yeah.
They'll be happy.
I mean, experienced head, so someone's got to lead them the way.
Mark Galea. Hurls, help me win a game in our league, please. Rosie and Sinclair, or even Marich. I can bring in 2. Bice and Meek to go.
Yeah, definitely Bice and Meek. What were the first ones? Put that back up.
Rosie, Sinclair, or Marich.
Yeah, bloody oath, Rosie Sinclair. I mean, Marich is a candidate for F6, but if you're trying to win a league, Sinclair's got the Eagles. Rosie has probably got the kick-ins, as we said earlier, with what's his name, the other Seagull, number 6 for Port Adelaide. He's out. So I think if you're trying to win this week and they're good picks for the year, Rosie and Sinclair would be my 2.
Yeah. Squid?
Look, I'll go Rosie and Sinclair quite comfortably. I don't know if I'm just being naive, or I just don't feel great about grabbing Marich at 400 and something.
Not now. I think the boat's gone.
I mean, look, he's scoring well, but I feel like I'd rather the upside of Rosie and Sinclair, especially Rosie now with Kane, Big Boot Farrell out. So, I'll definitely that.
That's the name I was looking for, Farrell.
Skid fits Tim Kelly's 2-year contract. Well, he thought that AFL squad was their waffle team. So,
well,
there you go.
I mean, well, I would agree with you, but Jake Waterman's in it, so I will give them respect as an AFL team because he's that good.
Hurls girl, people naming themselves after you. DC hasn't yet. Stop the Pies hate.
I don't even know what that means. We're not hating him. We're just saying he's not as good as the other 2.
And I'll never stop the Pies hate. So fuck the Pies.
That's unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do us for this evening. It's been an absolute ripper show. And Squid, it's an absolute pleasure to have you back, mate.
Thank you. Very, very good to be back. I'll hopefully be able to be in the chat a little bit more frequently. We'll see how we go. But I very much appreciate being back. And Hurls girl, hey, look, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. That is absolutely fine. No worries at all. Good on you.
What did you say? She's absolutely entitled to a wrong opinion.
Correct. Pleasure to be back with you two, boys.
Lots of people shouting out. Good to have you back, mate. You're obviously you're one of the absolute legends of this Insight community, mate. And like you and I, it goes way back to the creation of Insight, and not just with AFL, with NBA as well, and the work that you did there. And with the new little family and the busy life that you've got, we appreciate whenever you can make time for us, mate. So Hurls and I and Deadly, we have been doing a fair few shows this year, but there's never a time where we wouldn't have you 100% of the time whenever you're free, mate. So thanks for making time for us.
Nah, no worries at all. If the family permits, I'll be here, absolutely. And also shout out Scorch Miss Earth. She's always got a near and dear place in my heart.
We've had a cracking show tonight, lads. We've been really
been on the ball, boys?
Yep. We've been on the ball. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is only an hour 30 of what you've got for the week with our review show. But before we do go, I'm going to play a little video as to where you can find us 100% of the time if you want this banter to continue.
Want to take your SuperCoach game to the next level? Inside Fantasy Sports are bringing you exclusive content all year round, such as weekly expert Q&As, team, trade, and captaincy advice, statistical deep dives, priority podcast questions, and tons more. So what are you waiting for? Get full access to the experts. Go to patreon.com/Insight Fantasy Sports and subscribe to Insight Unlimited today.
There it is. So if you'd like to join, the link is in the description below. Also, Draftstars, there's a link to Draftstars down below as well. Insight Fantasy Sport run a Insight Fantasy Sports only league every Thursday night. If you're a part of the Insight Fantasy community, you get to go into that for $10 with guaranteed prize money each and every week, regardless of whether we get 5 or 50 people in there. There's extra coin to be made for everyone in the Insight community. So if you want to give that a go, it's in the description below. Hurls, thank you again for joining us, mate.
No problems, mate. I'll do a bit more pre-season training this week to just get the teams right. It was very fitting that I did that with the Orange team too, wasn't it?
Oh, unreal.
Unintentional too.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do us for tonight. We will catch you 6:30 tomorrow night. Deadly and I, and one other. We're not sure who it's going to be yet, but the Panic Room. And I'll tell you what, with the rumors that are getting around in the SuperCoach community with outs, ins, player positions, and a whole lot more, it's one that you're not going to want to miss. We'll catch you then. Peace. Woo.